This video will discuss what a dramatic work is with reference to two cases, Green and Broadcasting Corporation of New Zealand and 9 Network Australia and the ABC. Section 10 of the Copyright Act defines a dramatic work as a choreographic show or other dumb show and a scenario or script for a cinematograph film, but does not include a cinematograph film as distinct from the scenario or script for one. The essential characteristic of a dramatic work is that it is intended to be represented or performed in some way. For example, acting or dancing. Not only must it be intended to be performed, it must be able to be performed. In Green, the appellant was Mr. Hughie Green, a host of the British television show Opportunity Knocks in the 60s and 70s. The show was a talent quest program that had several interesting features, such as the use of a clapometer, several catchphrases, and the use of sponsors to introduce contestants. In the 70s, a show of the same name and utilising these same features aired in New Zealand, and Mr. Green brought proceedings against the Broadcasting Corporation of New Zealand, claiming infringement of his copyright in the title Opportunity Knocks and in scripts and the dramatic format of his program. He argued there was a dramatic format because the idiosyncratic features of the show were repeated every week. He also argued that the dramatic format had been reduced to writing via the scripts. The Court of Appeal and the Privy Council both rejected these arguments. Instead, they found that just because certain things were repeated every episode did not mean there was a consistent dramatic format. The Privy Council said the show was lacking in certainty, finding that the features claimed by Green as constituting the format of the television show were unrelated to each other except as accessories to be used in the presentation of some other dramatic or musical performance. In other words, the format was merely a skeleton for which the other aspects of the show, which changed every week, built themselves around. As for the scripts of the show, it was held they did no more than express a general idea or concept for a talent quest and hence were not the subject of copyright. In 9 Network and the ABC, Channel 9 argued that copyright subsisted in a fireworks display as a dramatic work. They had been named the official television broadcaster for the Millennium New Year's celebrations, and the City of Sydney had granted them an exclusive right to record all the celebrations, including the fireworks spectacular. The ABC was part of an international consortium of television stations producing worldwide TV coverage of the Millennium celebrations, and they too intended to film the celebrations on Sydney Harbour. Channel 9 sought an interlocutory injunction against the ABC to try and restrain them from broadcasting the fireworks display, claiming copyright in them as a dramatic work because they had been reduced to a material form, being the schedule for the display. The so-called script sequentially detailed the order in which the fireworks were to be ignited in relation to music, but Justice Hill of the Federal Court held that if the case were to go to trial, the fireworks display would likely not amount to a dramatic work, as it was unclear whether the schedule would actually be adhered to according to the planned sequence. He held that fireworks displays are often random and chaotic, and indicated there are no reported cases which suggest copyright subsists in a fireworks display set to music purely because the sequence of events is scripted. So what we have learnt is that copyright can subsist in a dramatic work, but actually being classed as a dramatic work isn't an easy thing. The work must be intended and able to be represented or performed in some manner, but moreover it must have sufficient unity and certainty.